Hi, it's me, Vicky Marie. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. Now, I had to come on. I actually have got a premiere planned, which I will be playing. I've postponed it. I'll be playing the premiere about the 7th day in the mushroom trial. I'll be playing that premiere immediately after this live, because how could I not come on and say this massive news that I've just seen over on Facebook. So I was in class and it caught my attention while the student was doing something, and I came on and saw that it was saying on one of the Facebook things I follow, that the police were exploring a possible burial site for Samantha Murphy. I cannot find that exact post now, but I can find other posts that are saying, that the police have gone back out with Patrick Stephenson. So let's just have a little recap of this case. If you follow my channel, you will know about this case. But this, of course, was Samantha Murphy, who it was February, wasn't it? I think it was February the 4th, not the one just gone, but the February 4th before. Samantha went out for a jog on a Sunday morning and never came home. And since then, as I say, I have a playlist for Samantha Murphy if you want to know the full story. But since then, someone has been arrested, a young man, Patrick Stephenson, good old Australian boy, probably the last person anyone would have thought of, was arrested and charged with murder. And he's awaiting trial. Later this year, he will be tried, and it's taken ages. And the Australian police are really secretive over the whole case. There's been hardly any information has come out since then. We don't know why they charged Patrick. We don't know anything really about it, except little drips of things that the police have given out publicly, because, of course, they don't want to compromise the trial. Now, initially, Patrick Stephenson, he was not cooperating at all, or he was said to not been cooperating. And then this bombshell came out a couple of weeks ago to say that actually the police had taken Patrick out into the bush because Samantha has never been located. So although, and Samantha is a mother of three, and, her husband, Mick, and the children have never had the resolution of knowing where her remains are. They haven't been able to bring her home. They haven't been able to give her a decent funeral, say goodbye properly. And it was said that Patrick Stephenson was withholding this information, although many times the police have thought they were close to finding Samantha's remains. They never have. And all this happened, of course, in Ballarat in Australia. So then, a few weeks ago, about a month ago, we received this sort of bombshell information that, in fact, the police had taken the suspect out to the bush, to look for Samantha's remains. And they said they would be taking him back out again to look again. And this is the news that I'm bringing you today, that he has been out again. Now, the post that I saw, that I can't find, definitely said that the police were exploring a possible burial site. Oh my God, I feel almost euphoric, which I know is still sad because Samantha is deceased. Nothing's going to bring her back. But I think it's so important that they do find Samantha's remains. I've always felt that they would, and does it mean the fact that they've taken Patrick out again for the second time, does it mean he's ready to cooperate? Or does it mean he just wants a day out and he has no intention of cooperating? Or does it mean the police have made him go with them? Maybe he hasn't been given a choice in it. We don't know, do we? So literally, I'm coming across this news just as you are. So I'm going to just say hello to everybody who's here in the chat. Say hello to you lurkers at home. Hi to replay crew. Very important news this. You know, we have followed this case. This channel has followed this case from day one. And we've been through it all the sort of, oh, it wasn't foul play then. Oh, yeah, it was foul play then. Someone was been arrested. And it was the founder phone. And, oh, you know, there's been so much to this case. But lately, not much, because, of course, since Patrick was arrested, the police have been tight-lipped most of the time. They're said to have a massive amount of digital evidence against Patrick, but of course none of that will come out till the trial. So we don't know. We haven't seen any CCTV evidence or digital. We know nothing, nada, until the trial. So, and that's frustrating, isn't it? But imagine how that is for Samantha's family. Just heartbreaking what victims' families have to go through. But it's important that Patrick receives a fair trial. We don't want, if he does get tried and if he does get convicted, don't want the conviction being overturned, do we? We want it to stand. So it's up to, you know, the police are keen to do everything right. Of course they are. Okay, let's see who's here in the chat. Hi, Geordie Lass. Hi, Daniel. Hi, Bluebell. Hi, Maria. Hi, Julie. Yeah, that's it. I think about Samantha on a regular basis. You know, obviously there are a lot of cases that we cover, and unfortunately, Samantha's not the only person we'd like to see her remains found. Anna Knezevich is the other one that I'm hoping that the police will discover where she is, because of course now her twonk of a husband who murdered her, he, you know, has never said where she's buried either, and it's thought she's possibly in the forest in Italy, but we don't know. So although these things don't bring these victims back, they are so important to the families, aren't they? You know, so very, very important that their remains are found. So let's have a look. So literally, I'm coming into this with you. I'm just going to look. I've been sort of looking at the different Facebook posts and news posts, and we're just going to look at what's come out so far. And I hope I can find the one that actually mentioned a burial site. I don't know if this one does, but anyway. So this one, am I sharing it? Let me just check. Yeah. 7 News. So Samantha Murphy's accused murderer, Patrick Stephenson, escorted from prison again to a remote area. Now, does this man know where Samantha is? You know, is he the killer? Hang on, This is literally, hi Joanne, this is literally only a couple of minutes ago that all this has been released. I literally just caught it by accident. As my student was doing something, I was just flicking from through the news like I do. So Samantha Murphy's accused killer Patrick Stephenson escorted from prison again to a remote area. So this is the second time. Oh gosh, is that it? Is that all it is? Just those few words. So this is what breaking news it is. Let's see if we can find anything more concrete. That's literally it on there. Let's see. There's got to be some more news somewhere. I definitely saw something that mentioned a burial site. I always felt that Samantha was in one of those wells, one of those disused wells. But anyway, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but I was sort of so excited about it because it's just, it sounds silly, but it's just so important that she's found. Apart from anything, it will help the case against Patrick. But I think the most important thing is for her family, you know. Let's see, what's likely to have more information? Let's have a look at this video.
Samantha Murphy have dug up a...
Oh, they have dug up something. There you go. I knew I'd seen something.
Good evening. 7 News can reveal detectives searching for the remains of missing mother Samantha Murphy have dug up a potential burial site near Ballarat. The officers...
They've dug up a potential burial site near Ballarat. I don't think she's going to be far from her home. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself because, right, so I have to make clear this is a potential burial site. As far as I know, no remains have actually been found yet. But it seems positive if they're actually digging up.
Were accompanied there by the suspect, who maintains his innocence.
It's a remote area within Enfield State Park, but it's where accused murderer Patrick Stephenson was taken to for a second time. The 23-year-old was escorted from Melbourne Assessment Prison, flanked by plainclothes detectives. And this time, 7 News can reveal excavators were brought in to dig up an undisclosed area within the pine plantation.
Now, that's the first time excavators have been brought in, isn't it? So, you know.
In a bid to find the remains of Samantha Murphy. Stephenson was first taken out of prison by police in November last year. This time was more recent, but their search was again fruitless. In February last year, Samantha Murphy left her Ballarat home for a run and never returned. Stephenson was arrested and charged with her murder a month later.
People just don't vanish into thin air. Someone's got to know.
So this was that interview that Mick did. This is her husband, Mick. This is her oldest daughter, Jess. That was a very emotional interview, especially from Jess, very shortly after Samantha went missing. Poor Mick, of course, a lot of people felt that Mick had something to do with it because quite often it is the partner. I think that's quite a natural thing that people think initially. So he had to ride out a lot of sort of suspicion thrown on him before Patrick was arrested. Oh, gosh, I hope that this is going to come to something.
In May last year, Ms. Murphy's iPhone was found in a dam less than 10 k's from the plantation area. 7 News revealed then it was found in near perfect working condition. It's been 15 months since the mother of 3 was allegedly murdered. The biggest challenge for police has been the rugged terrain like this and the ever-changing...
I mean, just look at that. Now, the thing is, Patrick will know that area very well, of course, but also you literally, it's virtually impossible to search, isn't it? Because it's so big and vast, and you could literally walk past, especially if she is buried or if she is down a mine shaft, you could literally walk past it 10 times and not find Samantha. And of course, as time's gone on, you know, not to put too fine a point on it, but you know, you're looking for basically probably bones, unfortunately. And you know, I tell you, when the police, and I'm saying when, because I do think they will find Samantha, because I don't think they'll give up until they do. And so, you know, we've seen with other cases in Australia or other parts of the world, it can take a long, long time sometimes. But often, sometimes people are never found. But I don't think the police are going to give up on this case. And, you know, it's a very strange situation. If Patrick is still pleading his innocence, why has he gone with them? Maybe he hasn't had a choice. You know, maybe they've made him go out there. But are you allowed to do that even? Or maybe there's a plea deal coming up, you know, because maybe, you know, Patrick has hung on all this time. Probably if he's guilty, because he's innocent till he's proven guilty. We always have to remember that. But has he waited all this time? Because the longer it goes, of course, the more decomposition. And the more decomposition, the less forensic evidence. It gets harder to prove murder, doesn't it? Because when a body decomposes and the forensic evidence goes, it's harder to prove murder. And is he going to go for manslaughter? Also, if there was any sex attack on Samantha, probably, I mean, I don't know because I don't really know about forensics. You know, I don't understand the ins and outs of forensics. But will it mean that if there was an sex attack, the evidence will have gone, like if there was any semen left behind or whatever, well, that'll have all gone now, the DNA, etc. So maybe he's just, you know, maybe he is talking now because he's feeling that he can, and there won't be so much evidence to be taken from the body. Maybe he knows that the other evidence against him is so comprehensive. I mean, for all we know, the police might actually have CCTV of him sort of putting the body in the car or whatever. You know, we just don't know what evidence the police have, do we? But all we know is they've got a lot of it. So they could have something very conclusive. And Patrick's lawyer might have said to him, look, you need to sort of say something so that you get the best deal. We just don't know.
Weather conditions, but they are determined not to give up and deliver justice to the Murphy family. Patrick Stephenson has pleaded not guilty. His trial is likely to start later this year. Cassie Zervos, 7 News.
I think we'll just watch that again, if you don't mind, because that was interesting.
Evening 7 News can reveal detectives searching for the remains of missing mother Samantha Murphy have dug up a potential burial site near Ballarat. The officers were accompanied there by the suspect, who maintains his innocence.
It's a remote area within Enfield State Park, but it's where accused murderer Patrick Stephenson was taken to for a second time. The 23-year-old was escorted from Melbourne Assessment Prison, flanked by plainclothes detectives. And this time, 7 News can reveal excavators were brought in to dig up an undisclosed area within the pine plantation in a bid to find the remains of Samantha Murphy. Stephenson was first taken out of prison by police in November last year. This time was more recent, but their search was again fruitless. In February last year, Samantha Murphy left her Ballarat home for a run and never returned. Stephenson was arrested and charged with her murder a month later.
People just don't vanish into thin air. Someone's got to know something.
In May last year, Ms. Murphy's iPhone was found in a dam less than 10 k's from the plantation.
Yes, I remember that when they found her iPhone. Now, this was definitely, I'm not saying it was staged that they found her iPhone, because I don't think it was, but they made a big play of it, didn't they? And then, so that we've speculated, and I think it's understandable to speculate, is anyone else involved? Who put that phone in that dam? It was felt like it might have been thrown from the road. How did they even know to go there? Is this from digital evidence? Did they track Patrick's car and saw that it'd gone past there? So I think the police have been painstaking in their search for Samantha. But they made a big play of this, didn't they? And they showed the phone clearly on the video, and it had cards in it, didn't it, and stuff. And so they'll have got some information from Samantha's phone as well. So the police have got all this. I think they've got tons of information, and they've been sort of it almost felt like they were trying to lure somebody out, because Patrick, of course, he was already arrested by then, so it can't have been for his benefit, because he wouldn't be seeing that, would he? But were they trying to give a message to someone else? Are they insinuating that somebody did help Patrick with this, with the disposal of Samantha? We just don't know, do we? But the police have said that they felt he acted alone. But, you know, the police, you know, they say things, it doesn't mean they're true, because they don't have to say that when they're investigating a case, they don't have to say the truth. They just have to say what they think will help with their investigation. So anyway, it was a dog, wasn't it? A dog that sniffs out electronic devices, that sniffed out this mobile, supposedly. You know, so it's like, gosh, you know, you'd love to be a fly on the wall on that in the police station, you know exactly what's going on. But they've got their information and they're going to prepare for that trial. And I just hope that Samantha can be brought home to her family. That is so important.
Area. 7 News revealed then it was found in near perfect working condition. It's been 15 months since the mother of 3 was allegedly murdered. The biggest challenge for police has been the rugged terrain like this and the ever-changing weather conditions. But they are determined not to give up and deliver justice to the Murphy family.
Yeah.
Patrick Stephenson has pleaded not guilty. His trial is likely to start later this year. Cassie Zervos, 7 News.
Okay. So I just wanted to give you that information. I'm sure more will come out as the day goes on. If, you know, anything is confirmed, you know, that they've found anything. So bear in mind, they're excavating a site, but as far as I know, I haven't seen that they've actually found anything yet. Now I'm going to finish this live, because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over to the premiere. So we'll still be able to chat about this, because I've got a premiere that I'm going to put on virtually instantly within the next 5-10 minutes about the murder trial, the mushroom murder trial, about day 7, which was yesterday. But we can still chat on there. And if anything comes up about Samantha, I will be going back live again. But anyway, for now, I'm going to turn off this live. Please look for the premiere. It'll be out. It'll literally be starting in a couple of minutes. And I'll see you there. And until then, may your God go with you. And prayers that they do find Samantha.